Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. St. Anne fugitive fatally shot in confrontation with police. One of the four men who had escaped lockup at the Old police station on August 5th this year was fatally shot in a confrontation with police on Saturday. He has been identified as 40-year-old Terence Holloway of Claremont in the parish. It is reported that about 5:05 p.m., a police team acting on a tip from Crime Stop went on a snap raid in the Homestead area of Runway B in search of him. Police said upon arrival at the targeted premises, the accused was not seen. However, police say on their way back, he was seen on the roadway. Reports are that the police attempted to accost him when he reached for his waistband and pulled out a shiny object. The police said they took evasive action and he was shot and wounded according to reports. Police said a homemade firearm was retrieved from him along with 12 cartridges. He was taken to hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. In the meantime, police said the search continues for 42-year-old Dennis Colburn of Islington St. Mary, who has been charged for rape, 22-year-old Javar Grant of Party St. Anne, who has charged for illegal possession of firearm, and 30-year-old Jermaine Rogers of Mile End in Ocho Rios, who was charged with illegal possession of firearm. Raheem Sterling leaving England World Cup squad after family house break-in. Raheem Sterling is leaving the England World Cup squad to return to London after armed intruders broke into his home while his family were in. Southgate confirmed the news after Sunday's 3-0 last 16 win against Senegal. Sometimes football isn't the most important thing and family should come first, said Southgate. It is understood that the incident happened on Saturday night. Sterling has 3 young children. We want to give him that space and we will see over the next few days how that develops, Southgate added. Speaking after the Senegal match, Sterling's teammate Declan Rice said, "I saw him at breakfast this morning. Then the manager said he had the difficulties at home, so we have all sent him a message." England's next match at the World Cup is against France in the quarterfinals on Saturday. Sterling is the second player to leave England's squad after Arsenal defender Ben White, who returned to the UK on 30th of November for personal reasons. 2 years ago, 3 burglars who targeted a number of homes in the northwest of England, included an attempt to break in at Sterling's then home in November 2018, were jailed. The Chelsea forward, 27, started and scored in England's 6-2 win over Iraq in their first opening game before being called on again for the 0-0 draw with the United States. Southgate opted instead to play Marcus Rashford and Phil Foden either side of Harry Kane for England's 3-0 win over Wales. The England boss has often relied on Sterling during major tournaments. He started all 7 of England's Euro 2020 match. Man dies after being hit by a motor truck on Washington Boulevard. A man was killed on Sunday morning when he was reportedly hit by a motor truck on Washington Boulevard in St. Andrew. He has been identified as Trevor White. According to the police, the driver of a Ford motor truck was traveling westerly along the intersection of Washington Boulevard and Mullines Road about 4:45 a.m. when he fell on impact to his vehicle. The driver subsequently pulled off the road and realized that he had hit an individual. The Duane Park police were called and the injured man was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The driver was subsequently brutalized and the motor vehicle seized. He was also warned for prosecution. Investigations into the matter continues. Man charged with housebreaking and larceny. A 34-year-old man has been charged with housebreaking and larceny following an incident that took place in Alberton, Trelawney on November 30. Charged is Kevin Powell of Links Avenue, Christiana in Manchester. Reports from the Falmouth police are that about 3 a.m., the complainant locked his business and left. He later received a telephone call that his bar was broken into. On his return, he observed that the padlocks were cut. The suspected robber was subsequently held by committee members and handed over to the police. Powell is to appear before the Falmouth Parish Court on Wednesday, December 7. Manchester-based Taxi Association demands answer on funds to help operators. At least one Manchester-based taxi association is demanding answers from the government concerning what it has done with the funds which was pledged earlier this year to operators of public passenger vehicles, including road taxi operators and contract carriage operators, to cushion rising fuel price. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark had announced that revealed that the administration would make available government assistance to register taxi operators. However, it later turned out that the vast majority of taxi operators had failed to take up the offer. President of the Central Taxi Association, Shirley Johnson, raised the issue of the poor take-up during a recent People's National Party town hall meeting in Manchester. Mr. Johnson wants the government to see what has been done with the funds which were not taken up by the PPV operators. In his response, opposition spokesperson on transport, Michael Phillips, revealed that number of persons who got the benefit during COVID was under 50%. He also outlined other areas of concern. The Ministry of Transport has no connection to the app itself. They don't know who got, who did not get, so it shows that disconnection between the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Transport. First batch of Code Care nurses now in Jamaica. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is reporting that the first batch of nurses from the United States who are to participate in the Code Care project are now in Jamaica. The ministry says the nurses arrived on Wednesday and Thursday. It says the 6 nurses have been assigned to the Noble Homes Hospital in Hanover and are set to complete 15 to 20 surgeries over the next 7 days. The ministry says surgeries of hernias and resection of prostate are among the procedures set to be completed with the support of the nurses. We're pleased to welcome our first set of health professionals under the program as we work to achieve the short and long-term objectives. Code Care has a long-term objective, MOUs with overseas health system to build capacity for training more specialized nurses through clinical facility, sharing and exchanging, as well as clinical rotation in Jamaica and outside, including in U.S. hospitals, noted Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton in a statement. So far, over 100 surgeries have been completed under the Project Code Care, which is geared at reducing the backlog of elective surgeries by 2,000 over a 12-month period and reducing the wait time for these surgeries to less than 180 days. This is to be achieved through public-private partnerships, procurement of surgical equipment, nursing missions, project management and rehabilitation of operating theaters at some public hospitals. 8 private and public health facilities have partnered with the ministry to achieve the deliverables under Project Code Care to the people of Jamaica. They are Andrews Memorial Hospital, the Heart Institute of the Caribbean, Medical Associates Hospital, the University Hospital of the West Indies, and Winchester Surgical and Medical Institute. They join G West Medical and Surgery Center, Hospital, and the Montego Bay Hospital and Neurology Center. 19 people killed in fires up to the end of October this year. The Jamaica Fire Brigade says 19 people perished in fires and 45 others were injured up to October of this year. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie made the disclosure while speaking at a Fire Brigade ceremony on December 3rd. He said the fires also resulted in 1,468 Jamaicans being left homeless. Mr. McKenzie said despite the efforts by the firefighters, they are sometimes criticized for their casualties. Nonetheless, he urged the new crop of firefighters not to be daunted by the criticism, as they are vital to the public service.
The Jamaica Fire Brigade received over 15,000 emergency calls. And this resulted in 45 persons being injured and 19 persons lost their lives. Over 1,468 Jamaicans were left homeless. The Jamaica Fire Brigade has contributed significantly to saving lives, saving property. Firefighters are humans. When persons steal electricity, lock up the picnic them in the house and go on a party, do all the sort of things that create a fire, you can't blame firefighters for lack of the responsibility that we all have as Jamaicans. I want to challenge the people of this country today to remember that firefighters are not only there to out fire. The number of motor vehicle accidents that have taken place across this country, it is our firefighters who are the first responders. So your responsibility is not just simple that you are a firefighter. It speaks about commitment, dedication.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell